Here we have a new 2022 GMC Yukon AT4. And this Yukon comes in onyx black on jet black AT4 perforated leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As you get to the front end here, you have those LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps and LED fog lights. Those signature red tow hooks, which makes it look really aggressive. And then this AT4 actually has 20-inch aluminum wheels. It's like a $3,000 option, but they look really, really good. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then we have the controls for the power door locks, windows, mirrors. And the mirrors also power fold and have blind spot monitors in them. And then we have memory seat controls here, Bose sound system. And there's our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. Let's check out this second row leg room. So not bad. I'm 6'3" and I'm able to sit back here. My legs are just barely scraping the side or the back of the seat. I got about half an inch of headroom. But down here we have 3-stage heated outboard seats, 2 USB-C charge ports, rear AC controls, which we can toggle in automatic mode. And then we have a 3-prong household plug in there. Probably takes about 115, 120 volts. And there's a view of the back seat. Let's go ahead and check out that leg room real quick. I'm just gonna squeeze on back here. And that's my leg room there. I can fit my feet underneath the seat a little bit, but it's pretty impressive for a 3-row SUV, and I'm 6'3". Then we have USB-C charge ports on either side. And we can fold the seat down, pushing this button here. And we can fold that into the floor. But let's go ahead and check out the back next. And there's the back end there with full LED tail lights. And there is the cargo space behind the 3rd row seat, and we can power fold up and down the 3rd row. And they'll fold flat when the seats in the 2nd row are up far enough. And we can also power fold the 2nd row down, as I showed you before, but we can do that from the back too. And there's our power front passenger seat with power lumbar support. Well, let's check out this window sticker. This one stickers for right at $73,705. And you can see the options there, those 20-inch wheels, the sunroof, and then the the 2nd row seats. Making those buckets is a $370 option. And there are all the standard features there. And a big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this today. They also have Cadillacs here at Cadillac of Murfreesboro too, so Whether you want a Yukon, Tahoe, or an Escalade, you can get one here. We're gonna check out that 5.3 liter. And there's that V8 there. Now we're gonna hop in the driver's seat. So to start with, leather wrap steering wheel, which we can power, tilt, and telescope. And then as part of that all new infotainment system for 2022, we get Google Assistant. So that's our Google Maps there. That's our home page. We get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio. And we also have podcasts as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then if you want to tow anything, we can do our trailer light test. We can pull up the climate controls here. So we get dual zone automatic climate controls, and then we can also control the rear as well. There's our backup camera there with our guidelines that change with how you steer the steering wheel. And then our shifter over here, press P for park, pull up here for reverse, press that N for neutral, pull up the D for drive, and then you can press L for low mode, and then you can manually shift, and it'll show you on the gauge cluster here as you change gears. But as I said, dual zone automatic climate control, so you can either do that on the screen or down here. We have actual buttons and knobs, and then we also have 3-stage heated cooled seats for the driver and front passenger. A wireless charging pad, USB-C, USB-A port. And then here we have our center console cubby space with a removable tray. And then you can kind of see the difference with the tray in and with it out. And then we have that optional panoramic sunroof. We can one-touch tilt, slide, open and close. And we can also one-touch open and close that power sunshade there. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And then up here we have our universal home remote, dome lights, and then we can power fold that third row up and down from the front seat. And then we have our power liftgate control. We can toggle how high we want it to go up, and then we can open and shut that. And there's our glove compartment with owner's manuals. A little storage area here. Now to the steering wheel, behind on the left side we have our track list or radio station favorite controls there. And behind the steering wheel on the right side we have our volume controls. But here to the left side we have cruise controls, and then the forward collision gap adjust. To the right side, Bluetooth controls, and then we can go through this all new digital gauge cluster here. And we can customize how we want those to look, the bars and all that. And then down here we go through our drive modes, and it'll show you all that. It'll kind of change the picture there, whether you're in tow haul, normal, sport, or off-road. But there we have our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this Yukon AT4 out on the road for a quick test drive. So to start out with, the magnetic ride control that comes on the AT4s, it really does change the way this ought to ride in a good way. You can still kind of feel the road, but the ride quality is just really good. I'm gonna put it into sport mode just to show you how it drives differently. As soon as you give it a little bit of throttle, it starts to downshift. But really good ride quality coming down the interstate here. Whereas I'd expect to be bouncing and jerking all over the place, just really, really steady. And the road noise isn't even noticeable on these 20-inch off-road tires. So I'm really impressed with that. I remember driving older Z71s and they were just super loud. Of course, you didn't really care because you had an off-road SUV, but the tires were just really loud. And this is, I don't know if it's the cabin or just the overall road noise of the vehicle, but really good job there with it not intruding directly into my eardrums. And there's the auto stop that just came on. And overall, the 5.3 liter is a really good motor, especially paired with this 10-speed automatic. The 6.2, of course, is faster and it's a little more fun to put your foot down, but for more practical purposes, you can still tow really well with the 5.3 liter. You still have good acceleration. You get a little better fuel economy. And it still has a really good sound coming from the exhaust and the engine bay. But the mag ride, putting it on these SUVs, it really does make a huge difference. And that's why when it first came out, it was such an expensive option. It just dampens all the roughness and the intrusion coming from the road. I mean, when you look at this SUV, you wouldn't expect for it to ride as smoothly as it does, but it really does with this mag ride control. And I really like the steering feel. I didn't really notice I came around that corner, but really precise steering that goes with this size vehicle. Not too much under or oversteer. So overall, pretty impressed with the new 2022 GMC Yukon AT4.